Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASRA Cup Series here in Kansas for the Dash for Cash race presented by Harpoon Designs. Last week, Frankie Barroso got the win at Auto Club. Tonight, we've got new drivers, 4 drivers, Brandon Six, Frankie Barroso, Joseph Mealy, and Roger Pierce for the Dash for Cash. They're competing for $30 on the line. My name's Jacob Emery alongside Steve Tucker. Steve, how you feeling here in Kansas? We got a big race.
Man, oh man, yes we do. I'll tell you what, a lot is on the line today. The Dash for Cash 4 drivers, keep in mind, they're the 4 who finished top 4 last week at Auto Club. They are racing today for the big prize. I'll tell you what, this race, if they win, or if they compete and win against those other 3, kind of has that championship vibe. The finisher who finishes the highest out of those 4 Dash for Cash will be crowned winner and get basically their entry fee back for the season. So really, really cool. Going to be a lot of good fun today, Emery. Cannot wait.
Yes, I cannot wait as well. Kansas is one of my favorite tracks. There's a lot of action. It's a fast, wide open track, a lot of space, but I'll tell you what, we're going to see a lot of passes going on as this race unfolds. We've got 2 stages. Stage 1 at 35. Stage 2 is going to be at 75. As some of these drivers are already on the track, going to make some qualifying time. Who is going to get the pole today? As we're looking at, I believe, number 26 right now with a 30.95. He is on the pole as of now. A lot of drivers got to go out there and get their lap times in. But man, I'll tell you what, everybody at home, thanks for tuning in at Race Day Live. We appreciate you being here, and big shout out to all of our sponsors, Box, Battle Beaver, Units Moving Portable Storage, and Sim Motion. Also big shout out, HarpoonDesign.com. They are our sponsor today at Kansas as we're looking at car on the track right now, trying to get some times in. That's the number 54. Let's see what he can do. Steve, talk about these cars. I've heard they're a little tight early on, but as the race goes on, I think they're going to loosen up. I think these drivers are going to really like the setup.
Yeah, that's kind of the storyline so far, right? These setups are pretty tight so far this season. Definitely unique. It's definitely, a narrative of the season so far. I mean, obviously we're seeing tight setups, but how does that affect the drivers? Well, it makes a lot of things change. It makes racing, not as comfortable diving into corners and, things like that. Obviously, it produces kind of more pack racing in a way, just because there's less room to go. It's harder to pass, things like that. So it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But I'll tell you what. Either way, these boys have been putting on a show that's so good. It's really tough to know that they don't like the setup because they're doing so well. So right now,
that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. See, I was going to talk about season 5 has really brought a different aspect to racing this season. It's been fantastic to watch. We've got a lot of green flag runs. Season 4, we made some changes for season 5, and it's really working out. As number 66 out there, Brandon 6, it's really worked out for him so far. 2 wins, one at Daytona and one at Homestead. Can he get another win here? He's on the track. Let's see what kind of time he can put up as he's on his outlap, and that's number 18 right now as well.
Right there, Daryl Young Jr. going to be putting on a good show today. Right now, by the way, on the pole, Devin Smeriker, the 30.95. I'll tell you what, he is a man to beat today. Very quick, but I'll tell you what, P2, Anthony Williams. Wow. My man, 30.98, an absolute OG in the ASRA League, has been around here since basically season number 1. Tell you what, seeing him up on the top in P2 just brings a smile to me, because that is really, really cool to see. Love to see people. Oh, Daryl Young gets into the wall right there a little bit, but man, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we got 2 Fords up top. We got Devin and Anthony there in the Fords. Grant Davis, he's in 3rd. And that number 24, he's rocking a Chevy. Michael Lamphere coming out strong in the 13. He's in 4th position. Hopefully he'll stay up there. A lot of new names up top right now early on in qualifying. Love to see that. This track's fun. You gotta take it out wide, come on the inside, and make your move. So, man, I'm excited to see what these guys can do. And we'll talk about this. So, Dash for Cash, we've got the red names highlighted. Those are your guys. Those are your drivers competing for that money tonight. $30 on the line. And we only have a couple of these races each year, and one of them is here in Kansas. Can't wait to see who's going to bring home some money. But it's not all about that as well. Everyone's trying to come out here and get that win. Every point matters for that championship run, playoffs run at the end of the season. So, man, early on, fantastic driving by all these drivers. I think for sure tonight we're going to see a new name up top and get a win at Kansas.
Yes, sir. Right now, still about 2 minutes left to go in qualifying, so a lot can happen here. Frankie Barroso on track right now. You said it, those red names on the tower, watch out for those, because those will fluctuate throughout the race. And basically a Dash for Cash race. Big thanks to Harpoon Design for checking out that and sponsoring today's race. Brentley and the team over there do a fantastic job. Go check them out, harpoondesign.com. A lot of these paints, Emery, are done by him in Harpoon, so really, really well done here today for sure. But yeah, those right there, those 4 drivers, Barroso, Pierce, 6, and Mealy, those are the 4 to watch out for. Whichever driver actually finishes ahead of the other 3 will be the winner. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, can't talk enough about Harpoon Designs, man. I just got some work done on my Xfinity car. He does a fantastic job. Just go to his website, harpoondesign.com. Fill out a form. He'll send you a message, and you can get some work done by him. He is a pro in the iRacing NASCAR game. I'll tell you what, a lot of these cars, you said it, a majority of these drivers have them painted. There's the 48. And now we've got Brandon 6 getting a little bit loose there. Unfortunate by him. Rare side. We got number 51 here now on the track.
Yeah, right now, Brandon 6 currently with qualifying 25th place with a 31.41, so definitely does not like maybe a tight setup, maybe a, I don't know, just not really doing it on the short run here today. We'll see what he can do today for the rest of the race, but man, a lot going on. Devin Smeriker still P1, and we are down to 20 seconds to go.
Man, I think he's going to get the pole. 26, Devin. I think that's his first pole of the season. He's been on fire lately. Last 2 races really coming out here strong. One more driver trying to get there, see what time he can put on the board. That's the 54.
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure this is like Brendan Bowie's 10th lap, so I think he's using qualifying as a bit of a test.
Well, he's going to be starting down low as well. Interesting qualifying times by some of these drivers. So Brandon 6, Brandon Bowie down there. That's the Bowie Esports team. Frankie, he's up there in 2nd, 48. He's your other racer. And talk about one racer tonight, Nick Lights in the number 88. He is subbing for Matt Fleming. He's a Season 1, Season 2 truck champion for the ASRA. Watch out for him. He is fast in these cars. That's going to wrap up qualifying, I believe, Steve. We're going to go to the grid and start it here shortly. Cannot wait for Kansas. I'm excited, as everyone should be at home on Race Day Live. Thanks for tuning in. We've got good viewership so far, 19 viewers. Love to see that. We appreciate your support. And
Yes, sir.
we're looking at that number 26 right there.
I mean, Devin Smirker's second pole on the season right now, and gets that extra bonus playoff point, which obviously will be huge. Hasn't won yet. I'll tell you what, is about to do that. I've got a feeling he's going to be one of our new winners in this series. And 2 poles on the season. Again, 2 extra bonus points. You'd love to see that. That'll obviously help him further into the playoffs. All things to go. Loving that podcast. Going to be next week's sponsor for the Indy Oval. That's right. They don't do it yet in real life, but we'll be doing it next week virtually. The historic Brickyard. Going to be a lot of fun. All things go 400. Cannot wait. But hey, through the field right now, Devin Smirker on the pole. P2 is going to be Frankie Barroso, last week's winner. Also, Dash for Cash contender, starting in P2. A fantastic run right there for him so far. Great job. Anthony Williams, incredible run. Man, I'll tell you what, talked about him earlier. Love to see this man starting in P3. Awesome job. Grant Davis in the 24. Love those colors. Battle Beaver, a great sponsor of ours. Thanks for them for being there on supporting us. In P4, Grant Davis, Michael Lamphere, another great qualifying effort. P5, Jonathan Wright. P6, so American Badass Racing rounding out that third row. Love that. Josh Larson, strong run right there. P7, James Kaufman. Great run in that Kaufman Farms Beef 25, starting 8th. Richard Woodruff, 9th place. Roger Pierce, second Dash for Cash driver, rolling off 10th. Julio Villalobos, 11th. Donnie Honeycutt, 12th place. Trevor Zlasny, first race of the season for him. Part-time, has a lot of work going on, but loves to see him on the track. Robert Hassong, 14th. Matt Smith, 15th. Jackson Anderson, 16th. DJ Honeycutt, 17th. Anderson, 17th. Thomas Meeks, 18th. Nick Simpson, 19th. Nick Lights, subbing in for Matthew Fleming, in 20th place. And then rounding out the last few, Mealy, 21st. Grayman, 22nd. Harris, 23rd. Brendan Bowie, 24th. Joe David, 25th. Brendan Six, 26th. Chris Vanderplaat, CVP, 27th. Tyler Honeycutt. Scott Gosshorn. Patrick McLendon, 30th. Daryl Young. Nick Biddy in 32nd. Richard Walsifer, the 4th. Rounds of the field. Has the EUL for hitting the choose car last week. So, you know how that works. But hey, that's it. We got through them all. Pace car's coming off.
Absolutely. Pace car is off. We are going to be underway here at Kansas. We've got the number 26 going to take us away. Devin in that Ford. Frankie in the 48's on the outside starting. Let's see what they do. Going to turn 1 and 2. Dash for Cash presented by Harpoon Designs.
Man, great start right there. 3 wide already in the back of the pack. Mid-pack right here. Looking great right now. Nick Lights looking to make a move here. Ooh, Jackson Anderson on the wall right there. Tries to run that outside lane. Kansas is typically well known for that outside lane that works well pretty here in these cup cars. But, man, with this tight setup, what can they do here today?
Yeah, they're trying to find it early. 3 wide right now, almost 4 wide. Guys are trying to figure it out. They want to run that outside line. We got guys on the inside as well. You got to protect these tires. I think there's going to be long runs here at Kansas. Stage 1's at 35, stage 2, 75. Watch out for the fuel window. That's going to be at 30 laps, and I'm sure we'll see some green flag pit stops. Always exciting here at the ASRA series. Man, action-packed. Throughout the lineup right now, they're doing a great job keeping it clean.
Yes, sir. We're seeing a couple drivers choose to go to the back. Brandon Bowie right there. Smart move. You only get that one car. Now fast repairs. And right now, moving back to the pack. Does not want to get involved in an early incident. Smart move. Trying to get those points early.
Yeah, I think the teams may have talked about it early. They want to start in the back and have one driver up front. That's Frankie. But now Frankie has moved a little bit in the back. He's going to work a different line. So they're maybe expecting some early cautions at Kansas. So far, 3 laps down. No cautions just yet.
Great job so far. Lap 4, 35 is going to be the stage end. Keep in mind, Emery, fuel can really only go about 30 laps. So if we go caution-free in this first stage, that's going to probably mean green flag pit stops. I don't know that they can save 5 laps on fuel, but someone's going to try to.
That'd be pretty impressive if they can make that happen, and we'll see. 30 laps is your fuel window. They got to go all the way to 35, like you just said. Frankie and Grant Davis, they're your 1 and 2 as it stands. Jonathan Wright in the Ford. In the 04, he's third. And Devin in that 26, he is now fourth. Michael Lampere in that top 5, still plugging away, trying to stay up there. He's doing a good job, had good qualifying time.
Great job from Michael Lampere. Right, keep in mind, last week at Auto Club was involved in that lap 1 incident. Didn't really have a car that was capable. After that, he qualified 6th, and today he qualified even better. And man, I'll tell you what, he has put in the practice today, this whole week. You can show it shows. Great job so far for him.
It's really showing, and it's unfortunate. It seems like the last couple 2 to 3 races he's had some issues, and not always his. It seems like he's just been in some contact and some early cautions that maybe caused the car to have some problems. But tonight, he's going to try to keep it clean, and he's doing a fantastic job staying in that top 5 as he's battling with the 26. 6 laps down here at Kansas as we are still green. Some of these guys making some moves early on to try to change it up. We've got to go to the 35 mark. Every point counts for this stage. And don't forget, we've got those 4 drivers for the Dash for Cash. That's Brandon Six, Frankie Barroso, Joseph Mealy, and Roger Pierce. You can see it on the tower and also on the car. They've got the red banner that will reflect that Dash for Cash. $30 on the line here in Kansas. 7 laps down now. Grant Davis in first.
Hey, watch out, though. Jonathan Wright loves this track of Kansas. And right now he's in P2. He is fighting and clawing his way to the front. Tell you what, American Badass looking pretty good again. Back out front, trying to go for that lead.
Early movers so far. We've got Trevor up 2 spots. He's in the top 10. We also got Tyler Honeycutt in that Chevy in the number 20 car. He is up 8 positions. So they're trying to make some moves early on in this race. Josh Larson, he's up in 1 position in the 6th spot. He's in that 51 Chevy.
Devin Smirker falling back a little bit. Your pole sitter today. In about that, where is he? 6th place at this point right now. I think
taking... got a car loose. 25, got a little loose. Keep it clean. They're still green. Sorry, Steve.
James Kaufman kept it going. Great job by him. Tight battle right here, though. 2 and 3 what?
Absolutely. He got all the way into the grass, kept it clean, came back a little bit of door and some contact. But, man, good job of racing. Now we're looking at 78, gets into the wall a little bit. That's Julio.
Right now, look at this pack right here. Everybody fighting for about that 10th to 15th place. 3 wide right here. Nick Light's on the outside. Man, Jackson Anderson cannot get off the wall. It's tough. 3 wide. It's early, though. It's only lap 10. He's racing this hard. This is necessary, Emery.
I don't know. You got to save those tires. DJ Honeycutt in the 15s on the inside. That's where you can really eat him up. And we see Nick Lights in the 88 touch the wall in the back there, so he's falling back. Maybe he doesn't want to push it too hard, so maybe see too much action there. 3 wide again all the way around the track. 11 laps down, 11 in. You're doing a good job, though, Steve, keeping it under control. Man, 29 into 83 almost. 3 wide again.
Yeah, tough racing for sure. I mean, with the field this good and this skilled, you got to get to the front and you got to get there quick. I mean, obviously there's stages, those stages pay off points. So what an easier way to get those points than to, oh man, Joseph Mealy, Dash for Cash driver into the wall there. Hate to see that, but man, it's tough out here.
You're absolutely right. At Kansas, you can touch that wall. You're gonna hit it. It's gonna slow you down, but the damage to your car is not too bad. You just don't want to continue to make that happen, or you're gonna have some issues. But early on in this race, they're just trying to test out the line, test out this car, and if you get too close up there, you will hit that wall. It happens all the time at Kansas, as we're seeing it now. 13 laps in. Ooh, a couple cars getting loose here in the back as well. Looks like that's the number. I think it's a 55. Have to go back, maybe an 18, a Daryl Young.
Thomas Meeks in the 55. 18 is Daryl Young. So, yeah, by themselves right now. But, man, right behind them, a couple of drivers. Brandon Six out here. I think these drivers, a lot of these guys in the back, these guys are smart drivers. Patrick McClendon in the 16. Great drivers right here. I've got a feeling they're going to hold off and try and save the field to go the full 35. Right now, we're trending pretty well. Knock on wood. For a caution-free first stage, as I literally say that, and a yellow comes out.
That is the broadcaster's curse. You just caused the caution, Steve. That's caution number 1. 14 laps down. We'll get a replay and take a look at what happened here. We got a couple cars slowing down. Let's see the contact.
Man, oh man. What have I done?
I am not sure. It happens all the time, Steve, but that's okay. As we got 2 cars. Oh, big contact.
Yeah, so Nick Lights and Jackson Anderson here get hooked together and just kind of keep it going. We'll go back a little further back and see what might have happened here. Not good.
Yeah, that was a big hit by Nick Lights. Hopefully that car is going to be okay. We're early on in this race, 15 laps down.
So Anderson,
he's going to get into Jackson.
We've seen both of these cars in the wall already. So Jackson's in the wall right there. Just comes down into the 88.
Yeah.
And Anderson just, tough to see it. Maybe not a huge amount of damage on both of these cars. But definitely, some left side damage on the 88, but not a whole lot. They both keep it going for sure, but man, hate to see that for sure. Lap 15, but came down. Maybe didn't think he was 3 wide either, Anderson. But tough break. Oh yeah, the right side's pretty well beat up right there.
Hopefully they can get back on the track as they're going to go down in pit. Well, the majority of these drivers, we got the 04 of Wright. We got Frank in the 48. They both go into pit. Those are your 1 and 2 drivers.
Yeah,
getting some tires, getting some fuel, getting back out there.
Interesting call here. I mean, these drivers are all coming down pit road, so they don't think that this yellow will save them and to save that fuel. So definitely an interesting call here for most of these drivers. Right now, a lot of takers.
Yeah, majority of those front guys, Steve, looks like they just got some fuel and got out of there real quick. But some of these cars in the back actually changed 4 tires. So different strategies early on already. They've got to figure this out. We got to end at stage 135. So now these drivers are not going to have any issues with fuel for this first stage. That fuel window was going to be at 30, and that's out the window as of now.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty smart call for a lot of these guys in the back. I mean, if you don't think you've got the speed necessarily to maybe have a good, end of the race, right, and finish top 10 or top 15, yeah, get those fresh tires now, and then, try and get into the points for the stage points in stage 1 and 2, and then get yourself those extra points that you're probably not going to maybe get at the end of the race. So it's a smart move because anybody on fresh tires will always be faster than guys on old tires, even if they're typically faster, right? So if you're going to be faster than the leaders, get those fresh tires, see what happens. I think it's a good call for the guys who need points right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. As we got some drivers up front here right now, we're looking at Brandon 6 in that 66. He's in 3rd position now as he's going to stay out. He's gone all the way up to the front. 23 spots now, I believe, as we're looking on board. Richard in the 56, he's in 4th now. Trevor in that 23, he's in 2nd. Grant Davis, your number 1 car.
Right now,
these guys, I was just going to talk about it. These guys are going to make some decisions. They're going to stay high, go low. We had one driver last week hit the choose car. Hopefully that does not happen this week. That was the first of the season, so we shall see. I think it will happen again, but maybe not today.
Oof. I mean, if our luck is anything like today, I literally said, I think we're trending to have a good, clean first stage. And then, not a word of a lie, at the end of that sentence, a yellow came out. So these things happen, but tell you what, man, oh man.
What can you do? Big shout out to everybody watching live at Race Day Live. Big turnout, 23, 25 viewers. Love to see all the chat going on that stream. And big shout out to our title sponsor, HarpoonDesigns.com. Check them out. Go to their website. You want to get any car worked on, Cup Series, Xfinity, truck, and so on. He can do some paint work. Fantastic job by him. And, man, so far, good action. We had 1 caution. And I'm going to blame that on you, Steve. But regardless of that, I love the racing here at Kansas. And this is one of my favorite tracks. So can't wait to see who wins tonight. I think we're going to see a new face.
Yes, sir. Love to see that. Got a good shot of that choose car a second ago. Thanks to Harpoon Design for that. Really cool stuff right now. Hey, I'll tell you what, this changes the game a little bit. So these drivers up front Davis, Selazny, 6, Walsifer, Barroso. A lot of fast drivers. Didn't choose to stay out, or didn't choose to come down and take tires or fuel. And right now we're seeing a bunch of these guys, out on track. So will fresh tires prevail? Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Kansas, you got to have fresh tires. You can make big, huge runs if you got that fresh tire. If you're out front and you didn't get good tires, it's really tough to stay out. You're going to get ran over. And these guys, man, I'll tell you what, we'll see what they can do as this pace car is going to come off the track, and we are going to go back green flag racing here at Kansas for the Harpoon Design Dash for Cash. Number 24, Grant Davis, is going to take us into turn 1. Brandon 6 right behind. And also his teammate, Frankie Barroso, in that 48. That's your 2 and 3.
Man, that outside line did not go at all. Walsifer is way out of shape right now. In the middle. Gotta watch out for this right here. Hard racing. Walsifer makes it stick. Gonna be on the outside now. Great job. But man, that was a sketchy restart.
Yeah, 56 in that Chevy. Going to go 3 wide now. Can he stay there? He's up 17 spots. He's in 6th. So making a late charge here at the end of stage 1. Trying to get some points. All these drivers, these points count.
3 wide.
Trying to do everything they can. 3 wide. 27 in the wall. That's Roger Pierce. Gives it a little kiss in that extreme car. 56 now on the inside. Josh Larson takes advantage. He's in 5th. Making a push. Now 3 wide again. 56 on the inside. Can he make the pass?
Man, James Kaufman right here too. Middle of the pack, further on back. Was 3 wide. Still is. And really, really shaky in that middle lane. Does not look comfortable. Right now,
a lot of traffic back here, man. Tyler Honeycutt, Nick Biddy, James Kaufman, all in the mix here.
Love this. 34 cars on track. You love to see it. And back up front, Brandon 6, a familiar face. Out front, did not take those tires, keep in mind. Or did come down to pit road. Someone's on the grass right here. Whoa, Michael Lanphier, hold on, Miller. Woo! All I saw was a shadow. And it was Michael Lanphier in the grass.
That was a close one, and we got Brandon Bowie behind him. He's trying to be cautious here, saving some fuel, saving some tires. Now he's in the middle of the mix. Hopefully he doesn't get into some damage now on the outside.
I'll tell you what, though, hell of a save by Lanphier to hold on to that thing, driving through the grass. Man, great effort right there.
Man, I talked about it too. Brandon 6 now up front. He's got some clean air. He's so good at saving tires. Every race he's been out here, he gets these wins by just saving. He's done it all season. Last season, this season, nothing's changed. So Brandon 6 out front on old tires, and he's about 2 seconds ahead of the field, 1 second ahead of the field. So pretty wild to see here. Can he get the stage 1 win and get some points on the board? Brandon 6 out there. He is leading the season so far with 2 wins. Unbelievable performance early on. But Davis in that 24, Grant Davis in the Chevy, watch out, he's in 3rd. He'll make a huge run.
Great job. Keep in mind, a lot of drivers in the back of the pack right now. These guys took tires, so it's just a matter of time. Still 10, 11 more laps to go in stage 1 to catch up to Brandon 6 potentially and give him a run for his money.
Yeah, Daryl Young in that 18. He's usually up in the top of the field. He's hanging back. He's still up 10 spots. He's in 22nd. He's in that Chevy battling with James Kaufman and Donnie Honeycutt. So everyone's kind of just giving it a little break. 25 laps down. We only got 10 to go to this first stage. No major cautions, no major wrecks so far early on, but man, they are really close here. Real tight racing door to door. 3 wide at some time, at some points in time.
Man, Nick Light's back on the wall right there. We heard that. Not looking too good for Nick Lights today, unfortunately. Has a great car, good speed. Again, back-to-back Truck Series champion, but man, oh man. Having a rough race today, unfortunately. Back in the action. Gonna try and hold on to it.
Struggling early, down 11 spots. Hopefully he can get another pit, clean that car up a little bit, get out here and try to compete. But right now, he's just making some laps, see what he can do late in this race. Count him out.
Tell you what, Matt Smith, Daryl Young, right now, having a pretty good effort. Daryl Young's been having a quiet season so far. Really, really good. Has showed great speed. And he was up front a lot of the time at Daytona. But man, he's having a great season right now. In the top 5 in points in that 18 Grey Goose car. Him and Roger Pierce teammates. Right now his teammate Roger Pierce. Oh, James Kaufman. I thought he was going to dive in there right below Jimmy Graham, but didn't. Great job. Great restraint right there for him.
Yeah, there's almost 2 packs going. You got the front of the pack. Brandon 6 and Frankie obviously up front there quite a ways, but Thomas Meeks in that 55, he's in 10th position. He is the front of the car of the second pack. I think that's a position you really want to be at this time. With the end of this stage here, 28 laps down, we got to go to the 35 mark. But hey, Thomas Meeks kind of in that sweet spot. Not a lot of cars in front of him. He's just doing his thing, saving those tires. Doesn't have to compete for position too much.
Yes, sir. Great mover there. Ooh, into the wall a little bit. Tries to run the outside line. It is fast, but Thomas, yeah, looking pretty good. Right now, top 10. Great spot to be in if he can hold on to it, get that extra bonus point for the stage. Man, look at the Honeycutts. Tyler and DJ right now up front. These boys, I'm pretty sure, got those fresh tires at that caution on lap 15, and right now, 3rd and 4th. Tracking down the leaders. What do they have for them? 6 laps to go.
Working as a family. Tyler Honeycutt up 25 spots. DJ Honeycutt up 13. 3 and 4 is the number 3 and 15. Trying to chase down Brandon 6 and Frankie, but man, they're pulling away. Let's see if they can make it happen. Now 5 laps left in this first stage.
Tell you what, great move by Tyler and DJ though to hold on to this. Again, I believe, per our sources, they got the tires right there, so holding on to this, getting those really high stage points, that could matter. If they finish where they are now, that's 7 and 8 more points for both of them, respectfully. That's huge for their season. So a great job so far. If they can do that again, stage 2, that's an easy 15, 16 points.
Absolutely. Tyler Honeycutt, that number 3 in the Carolina car. Tar Heels, love to see it. They've got a great basketball program. He's repping it today here in Kansas.
Man, we just saw Matt Smith bounce off the wall right there in turn 4. Got real wiggly, but held on to it. Great job by Season 1 champion Matt Smith.
Another guy back there with him. That's CVP. Chris Vanderplat's in that 10. He's in that Chevy, 23rd spot. Hanging on to it. Daryl Young Jr. as well, right in front of him. Robert Hersong, he's in 21st, 6 spots down. I think everybody's just kind of filling out the car early on in this first stage. I think they want to be there till the end. And this ends at 134 laps, so this race has just begun. As this first stage is coming to an end, it's going to end at 35 laps. Brandon 6 out front, running a 32.03. No one's catching him. His teammate in the 48 might. But watch out for Honeycutt, number 3 and 15, and number 26. That's your top 5.
I'll tell you what, the Honeycutts are catching, not very quickly, but they're... Oh, Tyler into the wall. Man, you hate to see that. DJ going to make the move here. They are catching them slowly. I don't think they have enough time to catch them for the lead and for the stage win, but man, this is an awesome effort right here.
They may have enough time. 3 laps to go. Brandon 6 on old tires. Can they keep it out front? I believe Frankie as well. Old tires. Not sure. Let's see what they can do. Like you said, DJ and Tyler making a slow move, but they might run out of time here in this first stage.
Great job right here. We have, oh, Grant Davis diving down low for fuel. This is a bold move. Not sure if he got that. Maybe some speeding right there. We'll have to wait and see what he gets, but pits did not close apparently. Usually they do with 2 laps to go, but hey, you know what? If we miss it, well, we as in race control, it's fair game.
Yeah, if it's open, it's open. He might have taken advantage of something there. Let's see if he did get a black flag. I don't see anything
Tell you
yet.
what, taking advantage. DJ, oh man, yellow flag comes out. For the stage, this was when the stage would come out, but what happened here? Was this a yellow for the stage or yellow for an accident?
I think it was a yellow for the stage. Might have came out just a little bit early on there, unless the tower's off. But unfortunately, they're interesting here. But if that stays true, Brandon 6 in that 66, which it is anyways, will get the stage 1 win and get some championship points. Congratulations to Brandon 6 as we're looking at a replay here. I believe it's Tyler that gets in the wall.
Yeah, no, yellow comes out for the stage, but yeah, race control might have just thrown it just a hair too early. Looks like DJ wouldn't have caught him anyway, but unfortunate for that. But I'll tell you what, DJ made a hell of a run right there. P2 And Tyler Honeycutt P4. But yeah, Brandon 6, stage 1 winner, excuse me.
And getting some news here, Jackson Anderson looks like his car is broken. He is done for the day. Out of the race, unfortunate. Looks like he had some issues with the front left. But now we've got drivers coming back into pit, getting some fresh tires, fuel, getting back out there for stage 2. That stage ends at 75. Again, Brandon 6, your stage 1 winner here at Kansas. A lot of action there in the first stage, Steve. Good racing.
Yes, sir. Tell you what, that was pretty crazy. A lot of different moves. We're seeing, like, everybody come down pit road right now, and it's an awesome sight to see. Every single driver right now coming down pit road. 4 fresh tires, full of fuel. We do apologize, folks, for the bit of a frame rate issue. I'm not sure if it actually shows on your end, but on my end, it definitely is a little framey. But 34 drivers can tend to do that, so we apologize for any quality issues per se. But either way, great stuff so far. Right now, Frankie Barroso going to be shown as the leader. Brandon 6 going to be P2. And right now, Grant Davis right now being shown in 32nd. Behind the pace car, though, obviously, we saw him come down and dive down pit road before the yellow came out for the stage. So we'll see if he actually managed to get that. Right now, looks like he'll be coming down pit road, so didn't quite work for him. Maybe some speeding there or whatnot, but a bold move, almost pulled off. But hate to see that.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, if you're looking at this field, it's almost as if this field has flipped. So a lot of these drivers that came out early on, qualified fantastic, they're looking in the back. They're sitting in the back right now. We've got Julio. He's about 21 spots down. James Kaufman. You got Trevor in that 23. Anthony Williams as well. They're all down at the bottom, and we've got some new guys up front here making some ton of moves and some spots. So interesting to see. The field is kind of flipping a little bit besides Frankie and Brandon up there in the 1 and 2.
Yeah, right there. Great job. We're hearing actually that the yellow before the stage might have actually been the 25. So we'll look back at that in just a second as the choose car is going around.
Love to see this camera angle as these guys choose top lane, bottom lane. We want to thank everyone at home again. Race Day Live, 27 viewers now. I read the chat, so throw it up. Talk about your favorite driver. We may comment, we may not, but we love to have you guys right in there. And then we also want to thank all our sponsors, Admin Box, Battle Beaver, Units Moving Portable Storage, and Sim Motion. Also, big shout out to HarpoonDesigns.com for our presented race sponsor today for the Dash for Cash. Brandon 6, Frankie out strong trying to get that money, $30. But watch out, Joseph Mealy, Roger Pierce, they're also out here trying to compete, get that money. Love the Dash for Cash, kind of brings a different aspect to the race. We'll see who can win that money at the end of this race. They've got to finish above. They don't have to win the race, but if they are number 1 of those 4, they'll get the money.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 25. We're hearing that the 25 car might have actually been the cause for the yellow. We'll go back real quick, see if we can find out. James Kaufman. Oh, yeah, it does.
It is. Yeah.
On the backstretch. So that happened quite literally right about when the stage would have come out normally anyway for the stage. So a caution would have come out anyway, but man, you hate to see that. Some little bit of wreckage right there, but overall not terrible. Doesn't affect much as far as the stage end, but
no, yeah, when that caution comes out late like that, that stage is just going to end. Then they can go in and do what they got to do in the pits. But man, we're going to go back racing here for stage 2. Is going to end at 75 laps. Frankie in that 48, he's now in front, going to take us into turn 1 and 2. Watch out for Brandon 6, Devin in that 26, and DJ Honeycutt. Thomas Meeks now, he's in your top 5. He's in that 55 Chevy, making a late run here. What can they do? Fuel and tires matter.
Yes, sir. Right now, lap 39. Man, oh man, Devin Smirk are going to make a move here down low. Great job right there. Has the pace. Pole sitter today. What can he do around Frankie? Gets that lead away. Further back. Big moves right here. Wow.
Chris Vanderplat's in that number 10. He's in that mix. He's up 12 spots, now sitting 17. Making his way through the field pretty nicely. Daryl Young as well. He's up 17 spots. He's in 15.
Great job right here. Walsifer, man, right in the middle right there. See if we can go back to him. He is the meat in the sandwich right now.
That's Richard in that 56 Chevy. 88 right behind him. That's Nick Lights. Got into some early commotion. Contact right there. Kept it clean. A little bit of single file on the outside. They're really trying to work positions here. Anybody can run the inside lane outline. I'm not sure what's working here, Steve.
Yeah, I'm surprised. The setups are pretty tight today, but I'm seeing a lot of squirrely drivers. Not sure if it's just nerves or just tight racing, or man, maybe the car is loosening up. It's getting hot. We know that. Could be.
Yeah, you get a situation from some of these drivers into the corners differently, so they might be backing off and letting off a little bit sooner than these other drivers in the back. Just cause a little bit of checkup, and they might dive to the inside. You do that too much, though, you're running that outside, inside line, moving back and forth, you eat up the tires, and that's something you don't want to do at Kansas here. It's a fast track. You want to make sure you're running a clean line. Staying true. 55 on the outside. 56 still on the outside, working at number 4 now, trying to make a pass. That's Richard in that Toyota.
Right here, I haven't really seen a lot of single file, Emery, if you notice that. We've seen a lot of 2 wide, down low, up high. We kind of thought with the tight setups that these drivers were going to be kind of in a row, you know, but we haven't really seen that. Riding the bottom, they're really all over the place and making it work.
Yeah, surprised to see it as well. Jamie Graham in the 87 in the Chevy. He's in the 8th position, right behind or right in front of Brandon Bowie. That's going to be a fun battle to watch as he's got Tyler Honeycutt right in front of him. Brandon Bowie, he started in the back of the pack, now working his way through the field. He's now in top 10, trying to meet his teammates out front. That's Frankie and Brandon 6 with Bowie Esports. But man, Jamie Graham in the 87 doing a really good job today in Kansas. I think he's liking the car.
Yeah, we just saw that Tyler in that 3 and then the 87 getting together right there. Tyler actually almost give his father, Donnie, a little bumperoo, and ended up keeping it straight. So great job right there. Back in the pack. Furthermore, Roger Pierce fighting Patrick McLendon in the 16, trying what he can to get back to the front right now in P12. Not a bad position, but currently the worst out of the 4 Dash for Cash drivers. So really trying to make a move here. Roger Pierce.
Right behind him, Patrick. We haven't talked about him much at all, too. The number 16, he's in 13th position, trying to break the top 10.
A lot going on. Michael Lanfear, we saw him earlier dropping through that grass, and right now getting pushed by Nick Lights. Lights having a pretty good recovery right now in P19, so the damage on that car isn't really all that bad as we can see. Right now, 3 wide up top.
And it's tight racing up front as well. Thomas Meeks in the 55, now in 6th position, dropping back just a little bit as Jamie Graham in the 87 is going to make another pass. He's going to get to the 6th position. And the 2 Honeycutts are up there with Brandon 6 battling. That's your top 5. DJ Honeycutt 6, Donnie, Devin, and Frankie Barroso.
Tell you what, look at Thomas Meeks though in that 55. I'll tell you what, really impressive to see him in P5 right now. Great position. He's mixing it up with these leaders. And I'll tell you what, this is a really big battle. You can throw a blanket over this top 5, top 10.
Outside, lane's looking like it's working pretty good as Thomas and Donnie Honeycutt are working real well together as Donnie now moves past in 2nd spot ahead of Devin in that 26.
Hey, we talked about Donnie
what a run
before.
by Thomas.
Whew. We talked about Donnie before. We talked about Donnie before, man. He is, I'll tell you what, he's got the speed. He's had some bad luck so far this season, a little bit. Some of his own mistakes and some of his, some bad luck. But I'll tell you what, he has got the speed. And right now he is showing it, about to hopefully try and lead some of his first laps of the season. Great job by Donnie so far.
Love to see this new battle up front. Thomas and Donnie. Brandon Bowie knocking on the door in that 54 as well. He's going to work with his teammate Brandon 6.
racing up front, but in the back right now, a lot going on still. Don't forget about these guys. They are racing for points themselves. Robert Hassong, Joe David further on back. Nick Simpson right now in that 46. I'll tell you what, a lot going on here right now, under pressure by Scott Kazorn. That 46 is looking pretty good today. Doesn't have that usual bright yellow car, but I'll tell you what, looking pretty sharp. Nice throwback design here today. Superbike Services 44. Love that. Scott Kazorn. Love that. Another throwback almost. The Budweiser Select. Love that. Hey, Rockingham's a couple races away. That's going to be a throwback race, but these boys are getting it down here today early. Love it.
I'm sure we'll see a lot of paint schemes out for that race. Trevor in that 23. He's looking good too. Back in the pack with Richard and Josh Larson of the 51. Michael Lanfear dropping back a few spots in the 13. He's in that Ford. Kind of hanging out in the back, I believe. Nick Lights there, Matt Smith, Chris Vanderplatz. A lot of battling going on.
Great job. Richard Woodruff right now doing a great job. A lot of these drivers, I would say, are struggling at this track. The tight conditions definitely don't help, I'll say that. But I'll tell you what, a lot of respect I'm seeing. Some close racing, but we're not seeing a lot of aggression, which is great. I think a lot of people are fighting the track more than the drivers around them, and that's really cool to see right now. Great racing.
If we go back up to the front, Brandon Bowie in that 54 Toyota, he is now your leader. His teammate Brandon 6 right behind in the Chevy. Donnie Honeycutt trying to push, trying to get past him, but they're going to work together. He's got to work with Thomas to try to get past these two teammates. 53 laps down, 75 is going to be the stage to end. Man, those two drivers, those names, going to be hard to catch.
Ooh, Brandon 6, I believe, into the wall right there.
Gives a little kiss there.
Not what you want to see. Not quite the chef's kiss we wanted to see, and I'm sure he doesn't want to see, but man, not good. You'd be surprised. These cars are pretty resilient, but sometimes if you hit that wall just right, it will affect the aero on that car. And I'll tell you what, for another 80 laps, you don't want that car to drive any tighter, I'll tell you that. No, sir. Right now, it is heating up for around the 6th to 10th place right now. We have a lot of different strategies to keep in mind too, Emery. Some drivers chose to take the fresh tie. Oh, Devin Smirker and John Wright. As we're watching it, Joseph Mealy.
More contact in the back.
It's his teammate, Michael Lanfear. Rob Hassong, also American Badass, just arc braking into their teammates. Hate to see that. Third caution of the day, second for incident. Man, tough break right there. I believe Devin Smirker might have, or John or JD got around the nose of Smirker. Not good. We'll go back and take a look here.
Michael Lanfear in some contact again. We talked about it early on. Just unfortunate to be caught up in these wrecks. Let's take a look here at the replay.
Right into Joseph Mealy, dash for cast driver. Hate to see that. John Wright does hold the brakes. Looks like he tries to keep it rolling a little bit right there to probably stay off the bottom. So can't blame him for that. But man, Trevor's last name, Michael Lanfear, and then Robert Hassong. Boom. ABR 1, 2, 3 right there. All collected in that, but hate to see it. We'll go back a little further, see what actually sparked this.
Now, some of these drivers will have spotters when they're racing here. I would probably think that these guys do not. Spotters do help a ton. They can tell you when these wrecks are ahead of you. If you want to go down low, go high. But right here, you'll see some late braking and some big contact at the end of this wreck.
Yeah, we'll see it right here. So JD is behind Donnie Honeycutt. And then, man, yeah, 26 just comes up a little bit. Maybe JD in the 04 comes down just a hair, but definitely a tough call. I'm not sure if Smirker was going to try and maybe side draft off of the 04 and try and get a run there, but either way, ends up, collecting the 04 in that 26. So bad deal for sure for these guys.
Well, that is our third caution today, as they're going to have to go into the pits, fix those cars. That was some big contact by majority of them. Hopefully they can do it. We got to go back out racing. Only 56 laps in at the moment. We got to go to the 134 mark, and this stage ends at 75.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
Big names out front, Steve, but early on. But look at this. Thomas Meeks in that 55, that Chevy. He's doing so good out here at Kansas. I think this might be his track.
Definitely right now, really, really impressive for sure. Really, it's just great to see a top 3 right there for him so far. Tell you what, even more impressive is our sponsors. Let's go and thank them real quick before the choose car. We'll come right back.
And welcome back to Kansas. As we just had our third caution, we're going to get back on the track and go green flag racing. Brandon Bowie in that 54 is out front, and right behind him, Thomas Meeks in the second in that number 55 car. Frankie in the 48. That is your top 3 who can come out here and win at Kansas Speedway. We do have the Dash for Cash, $30 on the line. Brandon 6, Frankie Barroso, Joseph Mealy, and Roger Pierce all have that red highlighted name. They're trying to come out here and win some hard-earned cash. See who can win that. But right now, Steve, good race so far. A little bit of cautions, but I'll tell you what, these guys are battling, and I'm not sure what line is still the good way to go, because we've got drivers up top, we've got drivers on the bottom line. It's going to be really fun to watch late in this race what these drivers are going to do.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. I mean, we're seeing top line, bottom line, middle lane even is still working. So, I mean, tight conditions, but they're finding a way to make this racing this good. So we've had 2 cautions for incident. Obviously, a lot going on. Tell you what, really, really good racing. Devin Smirker was involved in that last wreck. JD Wright came across the nose of that 26. Doesn't look like 26 is going to be at fault for that per race control, so he'll maintain this position. If he was, he would have gotten the EOL. But right now, we're going back green on lap 59. Getting there to stage 2, lap 75 ends it.
Pace car is off. Brandon Bowie's going to take us into turn 1 and 2. Thomas Meeks in that 55. He is now in third. Gets a late start on the outside. That inside lane's taken off. 26, Devin in that Ford. He drops down below.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those funny things, right? The choose car is pretty neat because, hey, if you see a driver choose the outside lane, I'm not saying Thomas Meeks is a bad driver, but hey, somebody who might typically be a weaker driver on restarts, you're going to choose the opposite lane every single time because you know you're going to get a better restart. And right there, that was the case. The inside lane went. Bowie, 6, and Barroso and Smirker. And then Thomas, unfortunately, had that bad restart that led that second lane up top.
Yeah, that's the second time we've had a driver on the outside have a bad restart. And you're seeing that inside lane just take off. We got a car in the back here. Take a look there. Sounds like there was a little bit of contact, and they're surprised it didn't go yellow, so we'll have to take a look and see what happened. But now this field's really split up. Robert Hersong, Michael Lanfear, Joseph Mealy, all way back here.
We'll go back real quick and take a look. Walsifer comes down, boom, into Woodruff. And then McClendon, somehow this did not cause a yellow right here. Holy. So this is why we saw those cars slow down a second ago. A lot got past. But man, tough break right there. We stay in green, though.
Staying green, and that could be a case for these drivers down the road. These guys up front might run in some early lap cars, which can change some stuff up. You're trying to save those tires, trying to get by those drivers, not easy task. You can really burn them up. As we're looking up front now, nothing's changed. Number 66 in the 54 battling for 1 and 2, and then you also got Frankie in the 48. All teammates 1, 2, and 3.
Great job right now. Keep in mind, strong drivers back in the field still. Grant Davis right now fighting Nick Simpson. Marshall Harris, that 24 car is really, really fast. Right now, we saw him dive down low into the pit stops right before the stage 1 caution came out. And I believe might have gotten a black flag for speeding coming down pit road. We saw him come down pit road again once the cycle went through. So unfortunately, right now has found himself in 20th place, but definitely a fast car. A lot of rides left to go for him.
Absolutely. Number 46, Nicholas Simpson, got in the wall early on. He's dropping back. He's in 23rd. Getting a little bit loose. He's right in front of Scott in the number 7. Single file back there as they're trying to make their way through. Get back up to the front of the pack.
Love that. Nick Simpson, I'll tell you what, his color car, red, yellow, and green. Might have to get some Pizza Hut after this, man. That's all I can think of right now.
It's absolutely true.
Back up front, Brandon 6 leading the field. Wow, by a lot. Brandon 6 a 2.73 second lead. Right now in the front is not wasting any time holding onto those tires, so great job there for him. Looks like these drivers can make it all the way to the fuel, or to stage 2, excuse me, lap 75. 10 laps to go, so great job for Brandon 6. Brendan Bowie and Frankie Barroso in 2 and 3, but watch out, Josh Larson, where'd he come from? P4 in that 51. Great job right here, gonna make a move, goes down low. Might have a 2 for 1 right here.
No, I'm not sure what happened. I just had my eyes on Nick Lights. He's subbing for Matt Fleming. He seemed like he was way up there, just dropped out. Actually, excuse me. He is still in that number 6 position. I apologize. He's in that 88, subbing for Matt Fleming. He is now up 13 spots. He got in some early trouble, but now looks like that car is ready to go, and he's making a big push. Gonna pass Frankie and Brandon.
Hey, this right here,
unbelievable.
Though, this is the power of fresh tires. Right now, Nick Lights on the fresh tires has some damage, but that caution came out was very opportunistic for these drivers. Right now, we're seeing it. Nick Lights, even with a beat-up car, he's passing these guys like they're standing still. Josh Larson is on a tear right now, 3 seconds back of Brandon 6, but he is about to gain. He's trying to get those stage points. Again, you're not going to have those tires at the end of the race like you might want to, but you're going to get great points right now. Man, almost kisses that wall. But Josh Larson up front.
Looking good now. It's interesting to see single file all the way through almost this whole field. Before we saw 2 wide, we saw 3 wide in stage 1 and early in stage 2. Getting later in this stage 2, we got to go to the 75 mark. We're seeing them fan out, single file. Little bit different strategies with these drivers. But you're right, Josh Larson in that 51 doing a heck of a job in second. Staying in front of Nick Lights now. He jumped up to third. He's up 15 spots.
Great job. Right now, Larson is still holding on to that 3.20 second lead, 3.2 second lead. Isn't really gaining right now, but I'll tell you what, if he sits in this spot, P2, he'll be happy with those 9 bonus points right there for sure. Nick Lights in that 3rd spot. Nobody else really making a move right here. I'll tell you what, this pack, Emery, we got to watch out for these guys. Fighting for those last top 10 points for stage 2.
Thomas Meeks got all the way up to the top 5 mark. Now he's sitting top 10. Trying to get back into those point system. He's got to stay up there as Nick Biddy in the 32 makes a pass on him. Patrick and DJ Honeycutt really battling as well.
Meeks kind of out of shape right here, holding on to it. Tough break. Right angles right here, going to try and go down low. Daryl Young. Oh, James Kaufman across the nose. Great camera angle. But Kaufman holds on to it. Fantastic job by that 25 car.
Yeah, that was a good save by James in that 25. As we were looking on, we're seeing Nick Biddy and Daryl Young, that 18 car, Gray Goose. I think it's a fan favorite for the paint scheme. Good looking white and blue car. He's got the gooses on there representing.
That's right, Team Chrome Gooses. Daryl Young and Roger Pierce. Roger Pierce doing pretty good right now in P7. But Daryl Young, I don't think this is necessarily his track, but I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job right now, currently in P12. That's the thing you got to do. I mean, on these tracks that aren't really yours per se, if you can still manage a good race, that's a championship caliber run right there. And right now, he's making some good moves for sure.
Great to see. Great to see everybody back home watching live on YouTube at Race Day Live. Big turnout, 35 viewers. We appreciate your support. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell your friends and family. As we're looking on board right there, kisses the wall. Seeing a lot of that, Steve. You can make that contact, but if you continue to do that, you can kind of mess that car up. But man,
big time right now. A lot of drivers right now is pretty well spread out, I would say. Chris Vanderplat's holding on to a strong 17th place right now. A move up front, Patrick McClendon in P8. Doing a great job here. I believe also has those fresh tires. Roger Pierce trying to do what he can on the outside here. You'll see Pierce get a good exit.
Patrick in that 16 taking it way low, coming up top. You can make a run, but I'll tell you right here, the 27's on the outside. He's getting a little behind the 16, but when he comes out of the corner, he's going to catch right back up. Maybe not this time. Man, good speed by the 16. Patrick.
Even better speed right there for the 66. Brandon 6 will win stage number 2. A great job by him. Listen, Brandon 6 is no stranger to that P1 spot. And here we go again, stage 1 and stage 2 winners. Great job for him. But Josh Larson, a bigger story in P2. Awesome run for him for sure. Love that move. 9 extra points. Nick Lights in P3. Not sure how, with that damaged car filling in for Matthew Fleming in the 88. Well, great job there. Frankie Barroso, P4, and Devin Smirker, P5. Great job. Pole sitter right now. Top 5 in that stage. Love
Been
to
a
see
good
it.
late run there. Love to see it. And I'll tell you what, this race is playing out to Brandon 6's game. He is a long run guy. He loves to save these tires. He's out front. He's got fresh air. And he's winning the 1 and 2 stage, man. He is going to be the driver to beat. I think if these late in the race, we see some cautions and we see some short runs, it might not be to the advantage for Brandon 6, but if we stay green, watch out, because he is super fast here at Kansas.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if we see some short runs later in the race, green, white, checkered flag finish, I'm not sure he's going to be the best for sure. I think we'll see somebody else. But right now, longer runs, this race has been great. Green flag runs, doing really, really good. Unfortunately, you know, the one caution that's cut in between each stage has kind of spoiled the fun for some green flag pit stops. But hey, this race trends the same way. We'll see some come stage 3. So love to see it. Right now, as these drivers pit, we're going to go thank our sponsors. We'll come right back and talk to one of our leaders. Be right back.
We are back in Kansas. That was the end of stage 2. Brandon 6 was your winner of that stage. But I'll tell you what, this driver, number 51 of Josh Larson's coming out, working the top 5 and looking very strong late in this race. Josh, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, Josh, it's fun watching you so far. Top 5, you're sitting in 3rd right now. How you feeling? How's the car handling? And do you think you got a shot to win this thing here at Kansas?
Well, I don't know about a shot to win it. We haven't raced with these guys up up front here yet. Got a little behind on that first stage. Had to play a little tire strategy there at the end to set up for this this long third stage, but we'll see how it plays out and go from there.
Absolutely. Steve, you got something for Josh in the 51 real quick?
No, sir. Great run so far. You're pretty good at these 1.5 mile tracks. We'll definitely see how you do at the end of this race, man. Great. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's Josh Larson in that 51 doing a heck of a job late in this race to stay where he needs to be to try to get a win here in Kansas. Not your dash for cash driver, but I'll tell you what, he's out here. He wants to get that win big. That'll help him out in playoffs as we're looking at the choose cars. These guys were choosing the inside, the outside lane. Now, if we talk about it, we saw 2 restarts. Those outside cars coming off pretty late and having trouble on the outside. It's going to be interesting to stays on the inside and gets that run. Now, Brandon 6 out front still. We got Nick Light somehow in the 88. You were talking about it. He's in second. James Kaufman, Devin in the 26, and Josh Larson. That's your top 5. Man, I cannot wait. We got 79 laps in. We got to go to the 134 mark. Are we going to see some green flag pit stops late in this race, Steve?
I think so. I mean, we're going to have to definitely see him for sure. I mean, if we stay green, we'll definitely see green flag pit stops. So just a matter of, if we get that clean racing. I mean, right now, this is only the 4th caution. We've had 2 for the stage. So, whoa, hold on now.
Oh, no. I think we had a little bit of disconnect here. I think that was...
Oh, that was some blinky
Nick
blink.
Lights?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
some disconnection issues. That's why it always looks worse than it actually is. But yeah, we're good.
Looked like his hood came off on the replay. I was scared. I didn't know if he hit the wall or what was going on, but
Yeah,
he's
is
still
good.
here. He's still alive. All right, perfect.
Yeah, right now we'll see green flag pit stops if we do in fact go green. Right now on the short stop, look at this, James Kaufman. Right now, currently P2. So love to see that. Or sorry, P3. What can you do with that? Great starting spot for him. A lot of strategy here, Emery. A lot of moves. What can these guys do here today in stage 3?
I cannot wait. Brandon 6, Nick Lights, and you talked about it, James in that 25. He's going to start right on the inside behind Brandon 6 as they are off. This will be the final stage of the Kansas Speedway Dash for Cash presented by Harpoon Designs as Brandon 6 going to take us into turn 1 and 2. Nick Lights in the 88 right behind. We just talked about him, 26 and 25 of James Kaufman, your top 4. Single file out front, side by side in the back.
Love this. Big moves. Frankie Barroso going to dive it in on the inside. Excuse me, Josh Larson on the inside. Getting around James Kaufman. Fantastic job. Hey, right now, like we always do, stage 3, the beginning of it. Let's go ahead and Bring the Noise, sponsored by HarpoonDesign.com. Go check them out today for your paints. Enjoy this. Man, oh man, everyone's favorite segment, Bring the Noise, sponsored by HarpoonDesign.com. Great job right there. Love to see it. 34 drivers Some of the best in iRacing right here, fighting for a win today in Kansas. Tell you what, race number 4. It's a long season, 19 races, and it is heating up. Very good race so far, Emery. What do you think?
Man, I just love those shots from Bring the Noise. Watching the track, these drivers come around, and you got the grandstands. It was fantastic to see that. And you're right, we got some of the best drivers in iRacing. They're just really showcasing here today. Such great green flag racing and these battles up front. We got 6, and I'll tell you what, the number 88 up there too, Nick Lights. Watch out. One driver out here, he can track him down, maybe get a win. But now, also, Roger Pierce in a 27. He is one of your Dash for Cash drivers. He's trying to get that $30. Let's see if he can make the late run late in this Kansas race. Can't wait to see who finished first. Been a lot of actions so far.
Hey, we know Roger Pierce is fast, but I'll tell you what, a lot of drivers I'm watching out for right now. I mean, Roger Pierce, obviously, Josh Larson, we spoke to him at the end of stage 2. A lot of these drivers, they took tires in the stage to get themselves into position for stage 3. So they're not going to necessarily have that extra set at the end of the race for maybe a short run, short 15, 20 lap run if that were to happen. So that'll be the disadvantage. They're hoping that this race stays green at this point. Get that one more green flag pit stop, get the tires, and then at that point they're equal because now they started stage 3 with the track position. So this matters. And I think right now it's working in their favor.
Absolutely. And Brandon Six out front's got to be really careful about burning up those tires. I think he's seeing these long runs. He's got to be very careful because these guys, you just talked about it, they got some fresh tires. They're going to track him down late in this race. So it's going to be fun to watch him try to work that car and make it work for him as Nick Lights in the same boat, that 88. He's got to watch out as well. Man, it's going to be fun to see.
It's a tough battle for him too, Nick Lights. I mean, right now in the 88, he's subbing in for Matthew Fleming. You know, Nick Lights hasn't, he was in the Cup Series last season, right? So he's familiar with these cars, but I'll tell you what, you hate to come in, you know, like it's a weird feeling it must be to come in. You're not really running full time, so you want to be careful. You don't want to race these guys too hard because, you know, obviously you're not here next week necessarily. So definitely good to see Nick Lights back for sure in some capacity, but man, having a great race, P2.
Yeah, watch out for him. I mean, he knows how to drive this car, even though he's a Season 1, Season 2 truck champion for the ASRA. He can run this Cup Series. And talking about trucks, he actually races in real life, so look him up. He is in the NASCAR Truck Series. Been in a couple races this year so far, I think 2 or 3. So big shout out to Nick Lights, doing a fantastic job subbing for Matt Fleming. Let's see if he can pull out a win. 90 laps down, we got to go to the 134 mark. We got to go all the way to the green. This is the final stage. See who can win.
A couple drivers right now flexing their muscles. Daryl Young, currently in P12, hasn't really had the race so far that he's wanted, but right now, as we're getting down to this thing, 54 laps to go, having a great run, getting himself back towards the top 10. Love to see that.
Another guy making a great run is Michael Lanfear in the 13. He's in that Ford. He got in some trouble early on, but now he sneaks his way up to that top 10. He's right in front of Nick Biddy. Thomas Meeks is holding him off, though, in that 55. He's flirting with the top 5 and now back in the 9th position here in top 10, running that outside lane.
Tell you what, DJ Honeycutt, it's no joke. He is right back up front right here, looking really, really good. But don't forget, 24, that Grant Davis in that Battle Beaver machine, he was back in the field. Remember, he was the one who pit right before the yellow came out in stage 1 and now finds himself in P6. So he has worked his way all the way back up to the front and having a really good run. Has the speed, obviously. What can he do at the end of this race? Looking really, really strong today for sure.
I love that blue car, that Battle Beaver and the Chevy. You're right. He's looking really nice. Making it work out here in Kansas. Can he get past Brandon Bowie, though? Brandon Bowie's in his way. He's in that 54. We haven't talked about him much at all. I think one driver that's going to make a late push with Frankie and their teammates.
Great, awesome job so far. Grant Davis going to try and move on the outside. Brandon Bowie, I don't think we've seen him really up high a whole lot. Really likes that bottom lane. Believe it. He says it actually holds off the right front tire. So definitely a good job here, getting too tight. I'll tell you what. Right now, back at the pack, you can't forget about these guys because they sometimes put on the best racing on the track at any given point. Now, granted, it's for 25th, but right now these points matter. Contender playoffs come at the end of the season, and I'll tell you what. All it takes is one win to get yourself into the championship points. Any one of these drivers can do that at any given time. Right now, we're seeing this pack right here. Joe David, Anthony Williams had a great career qualifying start today. P3, incredible run right there right now. Nick Simpson right there, 26th. Marshall Harris. Watch out for these drivers. They're doing pretty good today.
Absolutely. Nicholas Simpson in that 46. I think he's the fan favorite. Last season we had Chris Vanderplatz. He was the fan favorite. But, man, I'll tell you what, Nicholas Simpson, his fans bring it. I see him in the chat every single race. We appreciate you guys being here. But not his day. He's in 26th position, trying to make it, you know, maybe a top 20, maybe a top 10. Who knows? They're out here racing. A lot of race left. Anything can happen. See it unfold here.
That's 46, man. I'll tell you what. His crew is some of the best I've ever seen. I saw a comment earlier that said during the break, and I just had to bust out laughing. It was it was, man, if we went caution free the entire race, Nick Simpson would finish last every single race, and that just made me laugh out loud big time. So, tell you what, love the Nick Simpson crew in the chat. But Nick Simpson right now holding on. Hey, 26th place out of 34, not too bad.
Yeah, he's kept it clean all day. Not too many issues so far. But he's just kind of cruising. He's hanging out in the back doing his thing. But up front, we're looking at it. Brandon 6, way ahead of the field. Nick Light's right behind. Maybe a half a second. But, man, Brandon is doing just such a good job to stay out front, protecting those tires. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. 97 laps in. We got to go to the 134 mark, and he is racing like it's the last lap. And, man, now they're running some lap cars, Steve?
Yes, sir. Almost. Lap cars are coming down right here. Not a whole lot coming in, but definitely soon. But right now, Brandon 6 up front. Nick Lights, though, again, was involved in that early stage 1 incident on lap 15 with Jackson Anderson. Has some right side damage, just a little bit, but not a whole lot. And right now, catching up to Brandon 6 just a little bit. Nick Lights, we know, has the talent and the skill to get there. Won 2 races last season in the Cup Series, so fantastic job. I'll tell you what, he is one to contend to. If we get some late race cautions, watch out. We might have one of those Shane Van Gissenberg situations here where a sub comes in and wins, but great job for him.
We've seen it happen before, and I was talking about Chris Vanderplatz. He's got the support as well last season. Still got some fans here, and if we go on board, he's got a new paint scheme and the number 10. It's a great look. He's one of the sponsors we showcase here at Race Day Live for the broadcast, and he's doing a decent job out here. He's in 14th. He's moved up the field. I think he's really working to that top 10 finish here at Kansas. I think he's got it. Let's see what he can do. Now Thomas Minks back there. He's got a battle with those 3 as he's on the inside.
Holy, that got real close right there. But I'll tell you what, Under Pressure Power Washing, big shout out to them. A channel affiliate sponsor here, and also for the ASRA. So great to see them. You'll see their commercials throughout the stream today. Love that. Go and check them out for sure if you're in the area. Right now, big fights. CVP. This is no joke. 13th, 14th place. This is good runs for these guys.
Yeah, Nick Biddy. We got Michael Lamphere in the 13. He's sitting in there 11th. Devin dropped back a few. I don't think that's the run he wants. He wants to be in that top 5, but he's sitting in 10th. Daryl Young, DJ Honeycutt. Now we talked about it early on. Josh Larson in that 51. He finished as high as 2nd in that 2nd stage. He's now in 7th. Grant Davis right in front of him.
Man, Larson
dives. Gonna get a pass here.
Yeah, dives. The Larson dives down low. Not gonna have the momentum quite well, but Grant gonna find himself in the middle. Tell you what, Grant Davis has been one of those guys. Unfortunately, this season has not had the luck. Has gotten involved in either wrecks or not of his own, but just has a bad luck on his monkey on his back. And right now, if he can maintain this will be a breath of fresh air, I think, for Grant Davis, fighting for that top 5 spot to end this race off.
Yeah, I think we stay on this pack because there's a lot of action 3 wide, side by side, trying to make the inside work on the 27, and it is of the 15. Man, a little bit of pushing in the back there, some contact. Almost 3 wide again.
Yeah, this pack's going for it. Again, if we stay green, we're expecting to see green flag pit stops here pretty soon. I believe within the last 10 laps. Oh, man, that was really close right there. Almost Lost my breath trying to talk about it. Roger Pierce, DJ Honeycutt got tangled a little bit. That was tight.
Now, if you come into these corners too fast, you start sliding up. As we're seeing the 18 do that same thing. So starting off, these cars were tight. Now, as the race goes on, we've had these long green flag racing. Starts to get loose, your car starts sliding up the track. Thankfully, at Kansas, there's a lot of room, and you can make that happen. But we'll see some cautions happen that way. So if you're going to run the inside, make sure you can keep it down there. That's why the outside lane, I would say majority of these drivers prefer. It's a little bit safer, but it's also fast.
Yeah, these high bank tracks, I mean, you know, if you wreck, they're typically going to wash up sometimes just because of the momentum across the banking. But, I mean, yeah, right now, the low line definitely is safe. You don't want to be obviously against the wall if a wreck happens because there's no room to go anywhere. Down low, you can hit the apron and go down into the grass, worst case, but great shot right here. Roger Pierce trying to make his move here. Dash for cash driver. Right now, unfortunately, Joseph Mealy way back in the pack, currently in 29th place. Holding on to it for some points, but man, a lot's going on. Ooh, it's just smoke right there on the track. Roger Pierce, the smoke is from drivers coming down pit road, so Emory, green flag pit stops have begun.
It's happened. We love to see that, and this is where strategy really comes into play. Here's the hard thing, though. We've got 3 drivers up front. They're all teammates. They're going to work together and go in the pits all together as well. Brandon, Frankie, and Bowie, your top 3, they are going to use this top 3 as the huge strategy to come in. Oh, we got a car loose there.
Oh, Frankie
looks like he's going to get sideways. Frankie
spins it on pit road, but just makes it in. I don't believe he would have sped right there, but man, great recovery. Almost lost it. Hate to see that for sure. Back up front, Brandon 6. Frankie Barroso not pitting with his teammate, so interesting to see there. Goes for the short pit. New tires are everything right here, so that short pit should give Frankie a good jumper here if that time didn't kill him. Coming down pit road, Anthony Williams, the low line boys coming down. A lot.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them do that, and I think Frankie's kind of been on a different strategy than Brandon and Brandon 6. So Frankie's on an island. He's got to figure it out late, see if he can make it work. He always does this, though. He seems like he just hangs around late in the race, makes huge runs. He did that last week at Auto Club and found himself a win in that 48. See if he can do it again here in Kansas. As we're looking at these drivers still coming in to pit, got to get some fresh fuel, maybe a couple tires, get out there and make it happen. But man, going to be a little change up in this top 5 for a little bit as they work themselves out. 109 laps down. We're getting to the tail end of this race. We got to go to the 134 mark, and then we got some contact in the pits.
Man,
hopefully that
Smith
does not cause him to speed. That can happen, Steve.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of drivers. While you were talking, we saw some drivers right there at the beginning of pit road slowing down. It took a lot of time to get down to speed right there. Scott Casorn, Jamie Graham involved in some damage right there. Thomas Meeks as well. We saw Walsifer actually as well getting loose right there. Brandon Bowie coming down pit road now. That pit entry is not easy to hit.
Yeah, you got a lot of momentum coming off this track. This track is fast. It's kind of deceiving, and you got to make sure you make the right time. If you go too early, you're going to lose a lot of spots. You come too late, you're going to be coming into the pits really fast, and you could get a black flag. So it's not easy, but 25 to go here in Kansas as these cars are getting back on the track as we are coming down to the final laps. And who is going to win this race? More cars pulling into the pits.
Devin Smirker led that lap right there, so got another point right there for leading a lap. Right now, he's going to come down pit road. Your pole sitter. What can you do here? Choosing, obviously, to come down pit road late. So, interesting here. But right now, lap 24, or 24 laps to go, excuse me. Everyone who pits now can go the rest of the way on fuel. So, interesting move here. But green flag pit stops. We are well underway. Brandon Bowie still on pit road. Not sure what's going on here. Falling way back right now in 23rd. Not sure what's going on here. Maybe a penalty, maybe speeding in pit road. Could be a 40-second pit stop. A 40-second penalty right here. Bad news bears for Brandon Bowie. Not good.
Yeah, that's a huge hit for him. Looks like he did have a black flag. That leaves one teammate by himself. Both of them now. That's going to be 6, and Frankie they're not going to be able to work together late in this race as teammates. So very interesting events now as we're looking at Nick Lights still in that top 3. Man, 24 to go here at Kansas.
Watch out,
3
too.
of these drivers.
Devin
Sorry about
Smirker.
that. Go on.
Oh, good. Devin Smirker. Breaking news again. Still on pit road. Again, top 5 car right there. Not sure what's going on here. Maybe a penalty as well. A stop and hold. It looks like it. Maybe because of speeding right there. Or a faulty pit entrance. So not good. So pit road, green flag pit stops are definitely hurting a few of these top contenders. Brandon Bowie, Devin Smirker. Unfortunate for fast drivers. But hey, these green flag pit stops, you don't get them a lot. But I'll tell you what, when it happens, you got to be good at them. And right now, Brandon Six and Frankie Barroso doing a hell of a job.
One aspect of these races, man, when we've got this much time on the track and these laps, you got to practice pit entries. If you don't, it's really easy to speed. It's really easy to lose a ton of spots because coming off that track, going this fast, super hard. But hey, these guys have figured it out though up top. 6 Barroso, Nick Lights, your top 3, 22 to go at Kansas. For the HarpoonDesign.com, Dash for Cash.
Yes, sir. Great job right here. Hey, insider information. Brandon Six. You knew he was going to do it eventually. On 2 tires right here. So chose to take 2 tires here on this pit stop. Frankie Barroso on 4 tires. So what does this mean for the end of this race? If this thing stays green, that could be interesting. Right now, again, I'll say it again, knock on wood. We're trending in the green right now. Yes, it didn't turn yellow.
You didn't do it this time, Steve.
So right now, I mean, hey, can Frankie Barroso make up this 4 seconds on fresh tires? Maybe. If we get a yellow, I don't think Brandon Six wins this race. I think it'll come down to Frankie Barroso, maybe even Nick Lights in P3. Tough call right here, but we'll see how this ends. The green flag pit stops are done, and we're going to the end of this thing. 20 laps to go.
20 laps to go now. Frankie did it last week. He did it at Auto Club. He came out, had some fresh tires, and just ran away from the field. Now, Brandon Six, that's a huge call to only take 2 tires. I know he can come out here and do really good at saving those tires, but I'm not sure, man. Kansas is too fast of a track, and if you don't have the fresh tires, it's really hard to stay out front.
Oh, yeah, big time. I mean, it's just a great race overall so far. I mean, you know, minimal cautions, obviously. I believe only 2. If my numbers are correct. And right now, I mean, great racing. We're seeing these drivers. I mean, look at these. Larson and Young. It's a tale of 2 tales. I mean, these guys have been fighting all race long to stay in the front and just stay there. I mean, obviously, you know, taking the tires and setting yourself up in stage 2 to get yourself that track position for the beginning of stage 3. I mean, when you know a caution's going to come out, such as the stage, that changes the game. And I think these drivers are really making that work. Josh Larson having a great run so far in P5. Love to see it.
Yeah, hopefully you can stay up there. Here's the surprising part, too, with these setups. It seems like you can really just run the outside or inside lane. I mean, these drivers are doing both. 3 wide at some points. But, man, you're seeing drivers make a lot of passes on the inside, which you don't see a whole lot at Kansas because you're tire wear, but they're making it happen today. Number 18, Daryl Young, just really working that inside lane, trying to get past Michael Lamphere and trying to catch Josh Larson. But man, oh man, we'll see what's going on here. 12 in the wall. Excuse me, I think that is the number 13. I could be wrong there. 17 laps down, or 17 laps to go here at Kansas, Steve. It's coming to the end.
It is. I'll tell you what, it's coming down pretty quick. I mean, right now, Michael Lamphere needs a good finish here, I think, to really boost his spirit for the season so far. And having a great run. Qualified very well, top 5 starting position. Right now in P6. So definitely having a clean race. I mean, having just a good job. These things are huge for these drivers. Green flag racing produces, you know, some of these drivers aren't good on short runs, myself included. I'm awful at short runs. But on long green flag runs, you can kind of get into a rhythm. I think Michael Lamphere, Josh Larson, you know, all these drivers are rhythm drivers. You know, you keep the green flag out, you let them kind of figure the track out and just let them drive it, and they'll produce results every single time.
Yep, and then we're getting real late into this race. It's been a long one. We had just the green flag pit stops, and that's changed everything. But this top 10's looking a little bit different, too. We got Jamie Graham in the 87. He's in 9th, right in front of Tyler Honeycutt. They're really battling here in the back as well. We just talked about him. Daryl Young, he's in 7th. And guys like Richard and Scott in the number 7, they're trying to work their way in the top 10.
Hey, don't count out Nick Biddy. Nick Biddy, the low line right there. Nick Biddy Designs. Love that machine right there. 32. Having a good run. Again, 32. I'm sorry, a P8 right now. Again, I just feel like these guys are just rhythm drivers, right? They're having a good run. Yeah, have a good, clean green flag pit stop. Nothing crazy. And it produces results. Nick Biddy right there. We saw him earlier back in 25th. And right now about to try and get a top 10 spot here if we go green. So a fantastic job by these guys. Jamie Graham, to your point as well. Tyler Honeycutt, Scott Casorn. Just an awesome job by everybody here so far, trying to make the best of it. And these green flag stops really matter, as right now we have a lot of drivers under a lap down too.
Absolutely. Now, if you go into the driver, if you get in the cockpit, you kind of watch these guys on board, like Josh Larson, the 51. You'll see how smooth he is with the steering wheel. He's kind of running that outside lane to middle, kind of working it out. Some guys are driving low, but he's so smooth in these corners. That's what it takes to really try to save these tires and get a win.
Yeah, so far a great job right here. Making the outside lane work. We saw him get a little loose right there on exit. So I wonder if these cars are kind of coming to these drivers. I mean, a driver like Josh Larson does not like tight setups. He is very vocal about it, but hey, we love that. That shows passion. That shows the will to get better and to want to race, competitively. And right now, he is sitting in P4. So this is coming to him. This car and this track, whatever it is, it's working for him. And right now, an awesome job for Josh Larson in P4.
Yep, love to see it, love to see it. And like you were talking about it, we want the feedback from these drivers because, hey, we made a big change. We made big changes for Season 5, and it's working out well because we're having some early success on these drivers and how fun it's been in the booth to watch these drivers do their thing. 51, we talked about it all day. He's doing a great job. He's still in 4th position. See what he can do.
Awesome job right here. The top 10. Rounded up by Tyler Honeycutt, having a great run right here. Scott Casorn 11th. Richard Walsifer 12th place. Love that. Donnie Honeycutt in 13th. Again, I think, Emery, this is one of those things, right? We have green flag pit stops. That's part of the strategy here in this league. And when it happens, it definitely produces results. And now all these drivers are strung out. This is what produces green flag racing. Great to see. All of stage 3 so far has gone green. Tell you what, great racing all around.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Everyone's single file now, so it's a matter of just hanging on. You want to stay in position. You want to be smooth with it because anything can happen down the road. But at this point in time, it's just all about saving, trying to do your best and make each corner count and be there at the end. 9 laps to go. We're coming to the end of this race here at Kansas. Brandon Six way up front. We knew that was going to happen, but like we talked about it, he's only on 2 tires. Can he make it? Can he make it stick? Frankie, he's got fresh 4. I think he's going to make a late push, try to get a win here at Kansas, see if he can go back-to-back. He won last week at Auto Club.
That's right. I mean, right now, just on board, we'll go back to him real quick. Nick Simpson right here in 20th place right now. Everybody below him is a lap down, so Nick Simpson has maintained the lead lap. Oh, hard hit right there out of turn 4. Man, holding on to that lead lap, but just pounds it on the outside of turn 4. Hate to see that. I'll tell you what, when I get my Pizza Hut order from DoorDash, I hate to see my box all crumbled up. And right there, man, that's getting me in some kind of mood right there. But either way, having a great run right there in P20.
Love to see that. 7 laps to go now here for the Dash for Cash presented by Harpoon Designs. 6 will be your Dash for Cash winner if he stays out front. And he'll also be the winner here at Kansas. But he's got to get through some lap cars now, too. As we're looking at the number 10, that's Vanderplatz. Still making it smooth out there in the back.
Yeah, great run right there for Chris Vanderplatz. 16th right now. Solid run. Joe David. Hey, don't forget about Joe David. He finished P4 at Daytona. Incredible run right there. I believe his career best finish. And right now, backing it up. Granted, right now, 15th place, but he's had a very, very clean start to his season. Very clean, very quiet. That matters. So right now, having a great run for him. Not involved in any accidents or issues right there. Just a clean season so far. Love to see it. 5 laps to go. Brandon 6 up front. 3-second lead is the deficit. Frankie Barroso has cut down the second to that lead.
Man, Nick Light's run out of time, though. Nobody's really catching 66 out front, but we're looking at, number 88. Nick Lights in third. Done a really good job. He got some contact early in the race, but right now is finding him a podium spot in that 3 position. Young in the 18, not too far behind him, trying to track him down. Still 4 laps to go. Who can win out here? Somebody's got to catch Brandon 6.
I'll tell you what, if you would have told me Daryl Young would have finished top 5 at the end of this race earlier, I would have said no way. He was back in like 15th, 20th place. Didn't really seem like he had a good feel for the car, but I'll tell you what, learned as this thing went on, stayed clean, just having an overall just a great race. So love to see that for sure. Very clean, very, very good. Josh Larson, again, top 5 position. Doesn't like the tight setups we said before. And right now, a great run. Quick update on a few drivers. Joseph Mealy, still out there with damage right now, currently in 28th. Zelazny, 29th. Jackson Anderson, we saw, he's actually off the track currently. Grant Davis looks like he's actually off the track out of the race. He was doing so great. Not sure what happened to Grant Davis. He was back up to like 6th. So I'm not sure if he got involved in an accident or maybe had to go, but a lot of guys here back of the pack, unfortunately, out of today's race. But right now, up front, 2 laps to go. Brandon 6, about to win his 3rd race of the season already. Tell you what, Emery, Revenge Tour, Season 5. That's Brandon 6. Again, Season 3, Season 4. Probably should have won the championship in both of those seasons. But in both of them, got snubbed by 2 drivers in each of them. That championship race, that's one of those things that can happen. It all comes down to one race, but white flag is in the air. Emery, this is it for him.
This is it. You're right, man. Coming out for revenge. This would be his 3rd win of Season 5 here at Kansas. He has the white flag. Can you make it happen? I'll tell you what, he put so much time and so much effort in the car to make him get out here and do what he does as he's dominating again. 66, if it stays true, is going to get another win for Season 5. Congratulations to him. Frankie in that 48, he's going to get 2nd. And Nick Light subbing for Matt Fleming gets a win, or gets a podium. He's in your 3rd spot. Congratulations to him as well. Young in the 18, he's in 4th. And Josh Larson, we talked about him quite a bit today. He did a fantastic job to stay up top 5. He should be really happy about that. Man, Steve, what a race at Kansas.
And I'll tell you what, great race. Honestly, this might be so far best race of the season. Obviously, Daytona was a lot of fun, but Brandon 6, I'll tell you what, gets that 3rd win of the season. Just a great race. Very, very minimal cautions. I believe only 2 cautions on the entire race. Setup was tight, but made really good racing. We saw a lot of drivers 2 and 3 wide for the majority of the time. So I'll tell you what, big win today for Kansas. Love to see it.
Yeah, big win for Season 5. Big one for these drivers and a huge win for Brandon 6 as he's going to tack on his 3rd win of the season. One driver that's going to be unstoppable. He's out here for blood, and he's doing a really good job early on. 6 and Barroso, 1 and 2. Those guys are your teammates, but man, Nick Lights did a great job again coming in here subbing, getting that top 3. I can't say enough how fun this was at Kansas. We talked about it, green flag racing. You could do, you could run the outside lane, you could run the inside lane. These guys found a way to make it fun, and it was great.
Love to see for sure. Right now, Brandon 6 celebrating. Tell you what, also, by the way, Dash for Cash winner. So won the race, won the Dash for Cash. Frankie Barroso, his teammate, came in 2nd. And 2nd also in that Dash for Cash. So Brandon 6 going to be celebrating in $30 richer as well. So great job, folks. We'll be right back. We're going to thank our sponsors real quick, and then we'll come back and talk to our top 3. Stick around.
And we are back here in Kansas. We just took a look at Brandon Six taking the win again. That's his third win. We're going to have a little talk with the top 3 drivers, and I believe we're going to pull in the number 88 of Nick Lights here shortly as we get a word with him. He finished top 3, did a good job. He was subbing for Matt Fleming. See if we can pull him in here real quick and have one word. Steve, do we got a copy with him yet?
Hey, I got nice.
All right, Nick Lights coming in, getting the podium in that number 3 spot, subbing for Matt. How you feeling, man? I thought you may have got a win out here, just coming in and saying hello.
Yeah, honestly, I was struggling all through practice. I didn't thought we were, back in the pack kind of car that night, but did some little tire strategy in between stage 1 and 2, and managed just to keep it up front. It was pretty exciting to fill in. Thankful for Matt to give me this opportunity, and yeah, excited for what this future holds for Kansas.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to see your name in here. Good speaking with you again, Matt. Steve, you got anything for Nick real quick?
Yeah, man, great to see you back. Obviously, season 1 and 2 truck champion, so multiple time winner as well in the Cup Series. So love to see it. Talk to us about the real world. What do you got going on, if anything, man?
Well, we got something planned for maybe this track and a series lower than this, but that's not yet together. But I do have Homestead in the truck next, so excited for those 2 things, those 2 opportunities, and try to make the best of it.
Hey, love that, man. Congrats again. Hopefully we see you back soon in the Cup car. Love to have you, man. Congrats again on that podium spot.
Thank you, guys. Ton of fun tonight.
All right. Well, that's Nick Lights. He finished third. He's in that 88. Next, we're going to bring in Frankie in the 48. He was your winner last week at Auto Club. Today, he gets in second spot. Frankie, how you feeling, man? That was a fun race watching you guys here battle at Kansas.
It was quite fun, yeah. I'm just kind of kicking myself a little bit, but it happens.
Well, talk to us. What happened?
Well, I about spun out in the pit entry. I think I don't remember the lap. I think lap 100, like 100, something like that. 99. I about wrecked going in the pit road. I was trying to call it out on the comms. Yeah. I was trying to get on the comms and let everybody know I was pitting, and just the radio was cluttered, and also just trying to get the bias where I needed to. I just didn't get enough, and I hit the brakes, and then as soon as I downshifted, rears locked up, and yeah, that was all that. Not ideal.
Well, you got second. You should be happy. Brandon Six was hard to beat out here, but congratulations to you, Frankie. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll see y'all next week.
All right, take care. That's Frankie in the 48, finishing second. We'll bring in one more driver. Your winner, Brandon Six in the 66, came out and dominated again. Brandon, your third win of the season of season 5. How you feeling about it, man?
Pretty good. It was kind of not as easy as I wanted it to be tonight with my terrible qualifying, and then honestly, I had some mishaps on pit road tonight that did not favor me. I had that stage 2 where it took tires for me, and I didn't really want it to. But luckily, we didn't have a caution there at the end in that last stage, because I think I would have been kind of a sitting duck if we got that caution.
Yeah, it was really working out in your favor. I feel like this is your type of run, though. The long runs, no cautions. You were out front, and you were out front a long ways. You did a great job. Steve, you got something for Brandon real quick?
Hey, man, we were talking about it earlier, right before you won the race. But I'll tell you what, Revenge Tour Season 5, that's what it seems like here for you. I mean, talk about it. I mean, Season 3, Season 4, obviously, probably could have had the championship. Obviously, the championship races can be whatever, right? It's a wild card in some respects. But right now, coming out, I mean, 3 wins in the season out of 4 races. What does that mean? What are you trying to prove here today in this season?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of just coming out with, like you said, a vengeance. I mean, I've proven that I can win the races throughout the regular season and even throughout the playoffs, but have yet to actually pull out the championship yet. it has alluded to be 2 seasons now, and I am heavily motivated. So I'm trying to rack up as many playoff points as possible, and honestly try and make my playoffs as easy as possible, so I can focus on our championship race, honestly.
Hey, love it, man. We love to see it. Dominating performance again today. Tell you what, good luck rest of the season, man. I'm sure we'll talk to you quite a bit more often in these races if these stages keep going the way they do. So great job, man. Love to see it. Give a shout out to your sponsors if you have any, and we'll catch you next week, man. Going to the Brickyard.
Yep, thank you guys. Shout out to Battle Beaver, Philly Esports, and then obviously you, Steve, for putting on this league, and then obviously you guys putting on the broadcast as well.
Awesome job, man. Hey, we'll catch you next week at the Brickyard. Go celebrate, man.
Thanks, guys.
Another win for the 66. Steve, what a race we had in Kansas. I think turnout at race day live was fantastic, and this race was amazing. It was really fun to watch, and it was fantastic to be a part of. What are your final thoughts here? We go to Indy next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brandon just said it, right? I mean, we asked the hard questions. Hey, what is this? Is this Revenge Tour? Yes. He says yes, it is. He's acknowledging it. He knows, right? I mean, he knows he's a champion caliber driver in this league, and he hasn't gotten it yet. And I think this season he is definitely the favorite, coming out with 3 wins out of 4. I'll tell you what, it is, great to see drivers capable of doing this. We have plenty of drivers in the league who are capable of winning, but Brandon 6 right now is just firing in all cylinders. A lot of drivers having some bad luck, Devin Smirker, Grant Davis, Brandon Bowie himself even, but a lot can happen today for sure, and in this season. Great performance though overall. We'll see how it goes, but next week, you said it, the Brickyard, the famous oval. Gonna be a lot of fun. We're going back-to-back weeks actually at Indy. So next week, the oval, the week after, the Indy road course. So gonna be a lot of fun. Tell you what, man, the Brickyard never disappoints.
I can't wait, and I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see Indy Oval and then go Indy Road back to back. But tonight in Kansas really provided. We just want to say thank you to everybody home watching on Race Day Live. We appreciate it. Probably our best fan base coming out here watching. And also want a big shout out to our sponsors, Admin Box, Battle Beaver, Units Moving Portable Storage, SimMotion, and Harpoon Designs. Tonight, Brandon 6 gets the win. We'll see what happens next week, and that's going to be at Indy. We'll see you then. Good night.